and welcome to Express News. I'm Marcia and alongside my colleague Eric, we bring you the most relevant news about climate change and environmental issues around the world.
That's right, Marcia. Today, we will mix our main news with field reports, citizen interviews, and update on climate and health.
The World Meteorological Organization reports that 2024 could be the warmest year ever recorded, with record temperatures across the Arctic, Africa, and Latin America.
Scientists say the past decade has been the hottest in the modern history. Oceans now absorb over 19% of excess and carbon dioxide levels have reached 419 parts per million, the highest in a million of years.
These changes are causing stronger heat waves, droughts, hurricanes, and rising sea levels, affecting 3.6 billion people.
Experts warn that from 2030 to 2050, climate change will cause 250,000 additional deaths each year if no urgent action is taken.
Now, let's go to our reporter Andy, who has been interviewing citizens about how they perceive climate change in their daily lives.
Hello, how are you? I hope you're all doing very well. Today we're here with Daniel Mendoza of the professional specializing in environment studies. You will be interviewed to learn more about the scientific perspective on climate change. From your professional point of view, what are the main causes of climate change today?
The main causes are still linked to human activity, especially the burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, and unsustainable agricultural practices. These activities release large amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, which trap heat and disrupt natural climate patterns.
Who has the climate in Toluca and nearby areas changed in recent years according to your research?
Over the last few decades, we have observed noticeable temperature increases, longer dry seasons, and more irregular rainfall. Toluca, being a high-altitude area, is also experiencing greater temperature fluctuations and a reduction in water availability in some zones.
What kind of action or policies do you think are most urgent to address this problem effectively?
We need stronger policies promoting renewable energy, sustainable land use, and better water management. Education and community involvement are also crucial. People need to understand how their daily choices influence the environment. Collaboration between government, academia, and citizens is key.
And finally, what message would you like to share with citizens about their role in combating climate change?
Every action counts. Reducing energy consumption, recycling, supporting local and sustainable products, and use of public transportation can all make a real difference. Climate change is a global issue, but progress starts locally, with each of us taking responsibility.
Thank you very much for sharing your knowledge and experience with us. Back to you.
Now we are talking about the Mexican news. In Mexico, the Saguaro LNG project, proposed in Puerto Libertad, Sonora, has raised international concern, supported by the U.S. company Mexico Pacific. It plans to transport liquefied natural gas from the Permian Basin to Sonora for export to Asia.
The increased maritime traffic and industrial activity will put the Gulf of California, now as the world's aquarium, at risk. This UNESCO World Heritage Site home to 43 marine mammal species, including a third of the world's whales and dolphins, 8 of which are endangered.
Large LNG carriers will increase the risk of ship collisions, noise pollution, and habitat degradations, directly affecting species like the blue whale, fin whale, and sperm whale.
Moreover, LNG is a source of methane emissions and greenhouse gas 80 times more potent than CO2 in the short term. Environmental organizations call for supporting the project until its impact on biodiversity and climate is fully assessed.
Now, let's go to Marcela for the latest updates on globally and regional climate conditions.
Welcome to your weather update. I am Marcela Palomares, and here's what's going on in Toluca today. Right now, Toluca is waking up to a very cold morning, with temperatures around 4 degrees. The skies are mostly clear, but there's a light fog in some areas. As we move through the morning, the sun will begin to shine, and temperatures will rise quickly. By noon, we could reach up to 23 degrees. That's almost a 20-degree jump in just a few hours. But don't let the warm afternoon fool you. By late evening, a cold front and heavy rain are expected to arrive. Temperatures will drop sharply again, down to 6 degrees, with strong winds and possible thunderstorms. So we're talking about a real roller coaster of weather today. From freezing cold this morning to summer-like warmth at midday, and then back to cold, windy and wet conditions tonight. If you're heading out early, wear something warm but take lighter clothes with you for later. And don't forget your umbrella. You'll definitely need it by the evening. That's your morning weather report for Toluca. Stay alert, dress in layers, and keep an eye on the sky. Today's weather will change faster than ever. I am Marcela Palomares. Have a great and safe day.
So far, we have discussed climate change, but now we will focus on its most immediate and personal threat, your health. Let's go with reporter Naomi.
Organization calls the single greatest health threat of the 21st century. As our climate changes, we are seeing more frequent and more intense extreme weather events, storms, severe hail, floods, droughts, and wildfires. These hazards are impacting our well-being both directly and indirectly. Just look up the numbers. Recent studies attribute 37% of health-related deaths to human-induced climate change, but it's not just the heat. Changing temperature and rainfall are fueling the spread of vector-borne disease. The World Health Organization conservatively projects an additional 250,000 deaths annually by the 2030s due to climate effects on islands like malaria and coastal flooding. The crisis also strikes at the foundation of life, clean water and food. The data is shocking. 2 billion people currently lack safe drinking water. Climate disruption increases the risk of water and food-borne illness, with children under 5 bearing the brunt of the tragedy. Simply put, climate change is damaging the availability, quality, and diversity of our food supply, worsening global nutritional crisis. From the quality of our air and water to our food system and livelihoods, every aspect of human health is being affected. The evidence is clear, and the urgency is palpable. The fight against climate change is fundamentally a fight for our health and a fight for the health of our planet.
Thank you for that important report. We will continue to follow the health response to the climate crisis.
In Quintana Roo, Royal Caribbean plans to build water parks and tourism developments in Mahawal and fishing village where local communities depend on the sea.
Mahawal is one of the last untouched areas of the Mexican Caribbean, where places like Playa del Carmen and Tulum have already been transformed by mass tourism. Authorities are not required to consult the local population, and environmental regulations are insufficient to protect ecosystems.
Environmentalists and residents warn that this development will destroy mangroves and coral reefs, directly impacting biodiversity and local livelihoods.
Local advocates propose development model based on sustainability, ecosystem protection, and community rights, reinforcing what makes Mahawal valuable rather than replacing it with high-impact infrastructure. As we can see, environmental challenges are global, national, and local.
That's why it's crucial to stay informed, demand transparency, and promote policies that combine environmental conservation, public health, and social justice.
And that concludes this edition of Express News.
Thank you for joining us. Remember, climate change is a global challenge and every action counts.
See you next time and thank you very much.